Hello everybody, That's for Life here, bringing you guys my Rainbow Neos Turbo deck. This deck is a lot of fun. It is super consistent. It can do some pretty stupid stuff, and it's pretty mean when it wants to go off. That being said, I absolutely love this deck, and I'm not gonna ramble. Otherwise, I'm gonna be here like 10 minutes just gushing about how much I love this deck. First and foremost, I play 3 Rainbow Dragons and 3 Elemental Hero Neoses. These guys are absolutely important to going into Rainbow Neos 24/7. That's your main guy you want to go into, and it is absolutely necessary to play 3 of both. Now, with that being said though, you really only ever want to use Poly on these guys. You don't want to like discard them or get them in the grave any other way. I have dozens of different ways to search out Neos, but however, there's sadly only like one way in TCG right now to search out Rainbow Dragon. Well, there's technically another way, but you gotta play Crystal Beast for that way. That is Rainbow Path. But however, that card's not good in a non-Crystal Beast deck, so I'm not playing that. Now then, to search out Poly, I am playing 3 Elemental Hero Blazeman. He is really good. You normal summon him, search out a Poly. If you don't do that, you can send a E-Hero from your graveyard. He becomes that E-Hero in attack, defense, and stat-wise. He does not actually become it name-wise, which kind of sucks, but still, if like your opponent has something that you can't get over, like, I don't know, a beast, you can normal summon him, use his effect, send a Neos to the graveyard, he gets 2,500 attack until the end phase, so you can just bunch over that beast, and then hey, you can do stuff. Now then, I play 3 Shadow Mist. This thing is your main searcher and searches out pretty much everything in the deck. There's a crap ton of heroes in this. You're mainly going to add Blazeman off of its effect. I have other ways to get Neos, although you can of course also add Neos if you need to. But yeah, it's this. She's mainly here for Blazeman and Darklaw. Like, honestly. And then finally, to round up the monsters, yes, this is all I have for monsters in here, is 2 Elemental Hero Prisma. That's because he becomes the name of the monster. Usually only Neos, because you can't go with Rainbow Dragon, and I will explain that whenever we get to Rainbow Neos. Now, if you're wondering why I don't have like King of the Swamps or anything in here, first and foremost, I don't have King of the Swamp, but secondly, Rainbow Neos specifies that it must be that monster's name. You cannot use a fusion substitute, so you cannot use King of the Swamp or Beast King of the Swamp or any of the other fusion substitute monsters. You must use something that becomes that monster, like actually becomes it, or you must use those monsters itself, which is a bit annoying. Now then, that's it for the monsters. I play a crap ton of spells. Like, 90% of this deck is spells. First and foremost, I play 3 Polymerizations. This card is absolutely necessary for this deck. You need it to go into Rainbow Neos because he is not an elemental hero, so you cannot use Miracle Fusion to go into him. That's one of the big reasons why Rainbow Neos, even though he's amazing, never really became a thing. Now, Triple Poly though is really good. It just, and heck, if you really need to, you can go into the other hero fusions. Really good card. Kinda need it. Next up, I play 3 E-Call. Searches out all my heroes. I can grab everything. I can grab everything except for Rainbow Dragon in this deck. It searches out all but 3 monsters in the deck, so it's absolutely necessary. Next up, I play 3 Miracle Fusion. I know I said that you can't go into Rainbow Dragon with this, but I play 2 other fusions that I use this for. I do want to get an Escaradio, but I don't have one currently. But however, I still feel like that this is absolutely mandatory at 3. It just helps with decaying. This whole point of the deck is to use Rainbow Neos' effect, clear the board, and then go for no decay. And that's exactly what this deck does. Next up, 3 Mask Chains to turn my dudes into bigger dudes. Basically turn Shadow Mist into Darklaw, Prisma into Goga, if I remember his name right. And I don't play Goka because he is terrible. So yeah. Next up, 2 Twin Twisters. Discard Shadow Mist, pop 2 back row, starts off with Shadow Mist. Really, with this card, all you want to discard with its effect is Shadow Mist. I mean, I guess it wouldn't really hurt if you discard any of the other heroes, but you mainly just want to discard Shadow Mist. Although you won't mind discarding Rainbow Neos if you have a certain other card, which we will get to once we get to the singles. Now then, I play 2 Fusion Conscription. You reveal a Fusion monster in your extra deck to add one of those Fusion materials from your deck to your hand. You cannot normal or special summon a monster with that name until the end of the turn. So basically what you do with this is you search out Neos. As I said, I have a dozen different ways to add Neos. This also can grab Neos from the graveyard, so if you do pitch them with like Twin Twister or something, you can just get them back. It's a really good card, and it just helps with the consistency. And here's the way to search out Rainbow Dragon. This is called the Melody of Awakening Dragon. You discard a card and you add 2 dragons with 3,000 or more attack or 2,500 less defense. Sorry, and 2,500 less defense. So you discard a card and you add 2 dragons with 3,000 or more attack or 2,500 or less defense. It's made to search out Blue Eyes, but however, it can also search out Rainbow Dragon because Rainbow Dragon has 4,000 attack and 0 defense. So he meets the category, or I don't know, the description that it needs, the requirement. That's what I'm looking for. So you discard you discard a card, you search out 2 Rainbow Dragons, and bing bada boom, you go off on your opponent. This card is amazing, and heck, if you discard Shadow Mist off for its effect, you get Shadow Mist's effect, and then you get basically a free Neos, Rainbow Neos off of that, which is amazing. Next up, I play 2 Mounted Abound Creator. Basically, if you guys don't know what this does, is whenever a level 10 or higher monster destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, your opponent takes 1,000 damage, while the destroyed monster's owner takes 1,000 damage. Also, level 10 or higher monsters cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, which basically this is made to protect Rainbow Neos. Rainbow Neos is level 10, this protects Rainbow Neos, your opponent can't Castell him, can't 101 him, can't Dark Rebellion him, can't touch him with anything. They can't even Dark Hole or Regeki it. They have to first destroy this, which some decks have trouble getting around that. Now, obviously it doesn't protect against non-targeting effects, so Ignister is still a problem, but however, really, if you got to worry about an Ignister, you're probably in a losing position. Now, it has another effect where if it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add a Divine Beast, but we don't play any of those. And next up, I play 2 Fusion Recoveries. Basically, it adds back a Poly and a monster that was sent to the graveyard for a Fusion summon. This just helps with going for an OTK and going for another Rainbow Neos, going for whatever you need. It is an amazing card for the deck, and I absolutely recommend playing 2 of it. I wouldn't recommend playing 3, as that kind of starts to hurt the consistency a bit, but playing 2 seems to work fine for me. And now finally for the 2 single spells, I'm going to play 2 of them. 1 Reinforcements of the Army and 1 O Oversoul. Now if you don't know what O Oversoul does, basically what this does is it's a monster reborn for normal monster E-Heroes. You activate it, spell summon a normal E-Hero from your graveyard. Again, this helps with the OTKs. You bring back Rainbow Neos. He's a 2,500 beat stick, and it can put in a lot of damage. So yeah, it's literally just a monster reborn for bringing back Neos, and it helps with OTKs and combos and stuff like that. And I only play 1 of it because any more would hurt the consistency. Like, so see, look how many spells I play compared to the monsters. This is so crazy. and we aren't done yet. I only got 2 traps in here. And they are both Fusion Reserves. Now, Fusion Reserve is basically a preparation of rights for Fusion monsters. You activate it, you reveal a Fusion monster in your extra deck, add one of its Fusion materials from your deck to your hand, and a Poly from your graveyard. Well, the Poly is optional if you have it in a graveyard. Really good, especially if you have to discard Poly for something, or you Fusion summon into something and then you just get it back and add Neos from your deck to your hand. Really good trap card. Sadly only useful in a few Fusion decks. Now then, onto the extra deck. I mainly play Fusions. I do have a few XCs in here though. First and foremost, I play 3 of the Elemental Hero to Shining. He is one of your main OTK. He's one of your main guys to go for an OTK. He puts in a lot of damage. I actually do Fusion summon him using Poly quite a bit, so he only comes out as a 26 if you do that and have nothing else banished. But however, usually if I do that, I follow it up with a Miracle Fusion into another one, and then they both become 3,200, and that is just really, really good. Really good, powerful monster overall. Now then, currently I'm only playing 2 Rainbow Neos. You only really need 2, but I want to play 3 just for the extra insurance, but I currently don't have 3, so you can get by with 2. You only really need 2. 2 equals OTK, and you are fine. Now, if you guys don't know what Rainbow Neos does, is once per turn, you can activate one of the following effects. You can send a monster from your field to the graveyard to shuffle all monsters your opponent controls back into the deck. You can send a spell card from your field to the graveyard to shuffle all spell and trap cards your opponent controls back into the deck. Or you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, shuffle all cards in your opponent's graveyards back into the deck. So basically, it's just a board wipe. If you summon out 2, you can use both effects, wipe out your opponent's monster zones and spell zones, so it does include the pendulum zones. Basically, clearing your opponent's board. These guys are 4,500 each. Attack for 9,000, game. It is really powerful, really good. The only downsides, and there are 2 downsides to this card. First and foremost, you must use Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dark Dragon and Neos. Okay, so actually that's literally both. You must use one of those 3 monsters. Now, the big reason why it's the issue with it saying Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dark Dragon is because since it's not specific, you cannot search Rainbow Dragon off of Fusing Inscription. You cannot search Rainbow Dragon off of Prisma Effect. You cannot search Rainbow Dragon off of Fusion Reserve because it is not specific. You cannot do that. And it is just really stupid that they did that. I don't know why they did that. I think they were trying to make it easier to go into it since there's so many different ways to search out friggin' Neos, and there's not many ways to get Rainbow Dragon. So they're like, oh hey, if you play both Rainbow Dragon and Rainbow Dark Dragon, you can get 6, you have 6 possibilities. But who would want to max out on triple Rainbow Dragon and triple Rainbow Dark Dragon? That just spells disaster for cloggy hands. So honestly, I really wish they would have errated this card to just say Neos, Rainbow Dragon, bang, there you go. But no, they're not going to do that. Sadly. Now, with that being said, though, it's still an amazing card. It's super powerful. And yeah, that was my mini rant for today, guys. Now then, I played 2 Masked Hero Dark Law. Really good card. I don't think I ever have to explain why he's so good. You only really need 1, but 2 is really good too. He can auto win against certain decks too. And then to round out the fusions, I play 1 Elemental Hero Nova Master and 1 Masked Hero Koga. Nova Master, for those who don't know, basically when he destroys a monster by battle, you get to draw a card. Koga is a really good monster. He gains a 500 attack points for every monster your opponent controls, and you can banish a hero monster from your graveyard to reduce the attack of a monster your opponent controls by that monster's attack power. He's pretty good, but however I don't really go into him very often unless I need to. Really the main ones that I go into are these 3. Nova Master, Shining, Rainbow Neos, and Dark Law. Koga's kind of just there for the options. Get out of here. There we go. Now on to DHCS. One Gaga Cowboy to round out the damage if I need to. There's really not many ways to spam out level 4s, so these guys you don't really go into very often. I'm just going to tell you that right now. 1 Abyss Dweller for just negating stuff in my opponent's graveyards. 1 Castella to get rid of monsters. 1 Heroic Champion Excalibur to push in for more damage. You know, he becomes 4,000 attack by detaching 2. It's really, really good. 1/101 for just clearing the board, and then a Kieran Gorgon to, let's say you have him out and Rainbow Neos and your opponent tries to 1/1 the Rainbow Neos, you can redirect the target to this guy and you protect your Rainbow Neos, which is really, really good. And that's basically what this deck does, is you summon Rainbow Neos, try to go for the OTK. If you can't go for the OTK, you just pray to God your opponent does not have a way to get over your Rainbow Neos. That is the deck profile, guys. I absolutely love this deck a lot. It's a lot of fun to play. That's really it, really. It is such a fun deck to play, and I really do recommend it if you guys are interested in playing a fun hero deck that's a little bit different. That's all I really gotta say. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Tell me what you think. If you have any recommendations for like anything that you would change or alter in the deck, or any recommendations for cards that I should try out, please leave them in the comments below. And thank you all for watching, guys. Have a great day. Peace out.